We have made it to the final song on the Shine EP. Hip hip. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through our musical genealogy, so to speak. And today we continue with Capricorn Sister. The intro and the verse use A shapes, one finger A shapes. Couldn't get simpler, but it gets more complicated. Anyways, we're starting. The basic chord progression is E flat. That's the 8th fret of the D, G, B strings. And C, that's the 5th fret. But most of the time, the first E flat gets hammered onto from D flat, 2 frets lower. So I'm going to start with my pointer finger on the 6th fret. And then there's a quick stop at D on the 7th fret on our way to C. And this happens most of the time. It's classic rock move number 1 in the book. We're going to grab the D string and it's going to go 5, 5, 7, 5, 8, 7, 5 as a part of your A-shaped C there. So, for your intro and your verse. And here's some variations that we hear. When we make it down to the C, sometimes there's a quick E flat before going back to the C, and then sometimes it's C7 played like this. Your A shape on the 5th fret and the E string in the 6th fret as well. So if you want to employ those moves, it's going to be... combine those things any old way you want. I love it when bands have the guts to put their band name in the lyrics of the song. Space Hog did it. Tag Team, and there's that Pearl Jam song that goes, Pearl Jam, Pearl Jam. Anyways, the chorus to this song is going to be F. You can do your A shape with one finger on the 10th fret. You can do your whole A-shaped bar chord F on 8, 10. Totally up to you. I'm going to choose this twice, and then the normal C treatment. You can do the classic rock move, you can do the C7, you can do both, do C stuff. By the way, that C7 shape, you may be saying, why on earth is that a C7? And one of my goals with this kind of trip through Mother Love Bone series is to show you all the things that this music has taught me musically, the bigger lessons. And this shape, if you think about A7, and remember, we're playing an A-shaped C there, because A sharp, B, C. But if we bring it down to familiar territory, and we're thinking about A, and when we play an A7, we leave the G string open. Now, of course, that brings into our A chord a G note, and there's nothing that says the G note has to be in the middle of the chord. It could be anywhere, including that G note on the E string 3rd fret. This is an A7 with the 7 note, the G, on the musical top. And so you see that this is an A-shaped C, and that makes this an A7-shaped C7. And you can do that anytime you want to play a 7 chord. You just put your A shape wherever it goes, you know, D7, E7, F7. That is a 7 chord no matter where you put it. At the spot where the mama can be found in the kitchen, I'm so hip. It's a G power chord, 3rd fret of the E string, but we're going to start with our ring and pinky fingers off the A and D strings, give it a strum, and hammer it on. So we're going to go, then it's going to be a little A shape, maybe just the D and G strings, maybe the B string also on the 3rd fret, and back to our G power chord, followed by a little tiny B flat note on the E string. That is the G minor measure. The G, the Merriweather, Martha and Manny Merriweather's G minor measure. Then we're going up to B flat, which is easy to say and easy to do. It's a power chord on the 6th fret, and we're going to go with that A shape going from 6 to 5, and then back to the G minor thing. Then you do another line, G minor, twice, B flat, and then it's D. The Burgundy baby section is yet different. It's going to be an A power chord. That's the 5th fret of the E string. And we're going to do the thing like the G minor section where we hit the A shape in the fret our pointer finger was in. So it's going to be A. Same thing up at C, 8th fret. But on the B flat 6th fret, it's going to go A shapes on 10-8, and then down to G, and then A shapes at 15-14. So, first line, A, C, B flat, G. That's the first line of the Burgundy baby section. The first line left us off at G, and the second line picks right back up at G. So, G, with that move we've been doing, up to C, same thing. B flat, same thing. And then D, and when the yas kick in, it's D7 sharp 9. Another thing I love about going through this early Mother Love Bone music is finding out Stone Gossard's proclivities. And the 7 sharp 9 chord is one of them. We saw it in an earlier song on this record. Put your middle finger on A5, your pointer finger on D4, your ring finger on G5, and your pinky finger on B6. This is the Jimi Hendrix chord. So, G, C, B flat, D, and then D7 sharp 9. At 2:55, we've got yet another piece that you have to keep track of and remember where it goes. It's going to be a different kind of chord entirely from what we've seen thus far, but it's not difficult. G power chord, and what's going to happen is the pinky finger is going to come off and the middle finger is going to take over on the D string 4th fret. This is like a G major 7 chord in the form of a power chord, kind of, sort of. Anyway, so regular G power chord, and then you toss that note in. Up to B flat, same thing. Up to C, same thing, twice. And you do it twice. And that's the bridge number 2. And then we reach the Give It To Me section. I'm sure he's referring to the food that the mama was cooking in the kitchen. Anyways, it's the G minor thing. B flat. Just play the C power chord. And then D7 sharp 9. The outro to Capricorn Sister is exactly the same as the intro, but 2 frets higher. Now, Pearl Jam is going to pull this trick on us in Brain of J, which I know Mike McCready wrote, but I think it's fun to notice such an oddly specific trick. Anyways, 2 frets higher, it's going to be the 8th and the 10th frets, twice, with a stop at 9, on our way down to 7 with all the bluesy configurations that we already talked about you care to put in there. And that's the outro. Which means we're done here, and we have done all the songs on the Shine EP. But speaking of zodiacal signs, mine is Virgo. And if you know anything about Nesbits, Virgo, then you know I am totally going to do the secret song, so I apologize in advance. And I do not apologize at all. Thank you so much for being here on this journey. I will see you very soon with more stuff, and if a playthrough you think would help your learning process, you will find exactly that on my Patreon page. Hope to see you there. Goodbye.